Hi everyone, this is part 2 of this project. Last time I removed this BMS. Is there something I can save on the BMS? I'm going to try to take this nut off and this one off, see if I can save those two. And I like the MOSFET here. Basically, there's nothing I can use for this thing for. So this most likely I'll be toss it. Okay, now this is the battery. I tested the battery before. This is the pack that doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I'm trying to recharge it. So I was able to recharge some of it. So I think I charged half of it. It gave me 15 volt. So I believe like this set doesn't work. This set works. This doesn't work. This set works. Do not know why it's like this. So I'm gonna break the battery in 3 pieces to see if I can fit it. If I can fix it. But I don't so far I don't think I have any chance in here. The voltage is not there. It's supposed to be 36 or above. I don't get it. I don't have it. Now, to remove this battery, okay, you gotta unscrew this nut and then unscrew this one. Once you do that, this piece is remove. And there's a couple of screws you gotta remove. You gotta change, you gotta remove this, remove that, remove that. The whole pack will be clean, ready to using the soldering iron to heat up this. So if you use the soldering iron, you heat up this and he heat up pretty quick. See, the thing is melting. I hope you guys see this. It's melting already. So all this can be removed. It's not strong. Okay. Let me do one for you guys to show you how quick it is. Let me do the whole thing. Okay. Bring it close. So let me remove the nuts first. Okay. Once you remove the nut, it should be good to go. So I'm gonna unscrew this and then unscrew this one, but this is fully charged, so you gotta be careful what you do. Now I was trying to use these pliers. This is too heavy, and this is the pole here. I don't know if it's the same. I believe this is the negative, this is the positive, so there would be a problem if I touch this with these pliers. I have to be careful. Okay, but you have to find to unscrew this. Now, which I did, and then unscrew that one. I don't know if you can see that. Unscrew that. Now everything else will come off. I remove this wire here. Now I gotta unplug this. Okay, I gotta unplug that. Remember, this thing has full power in there. I'm not sure why the camera was off, so the camera was off. Now, I'm gonna do a couple more, you guys can see it. So I take the curling iron and put it on top of this thing. It's gonna heat up. As you can see, it's melt already. So I just put this one in here and then lift it up. Okay, it's come back in there. Okay, I gotta let it dry and do the same thing in here. Wait. Okay. Now make sure it doesn't dry it up. Okay, now I come back again. Do it on this side. Heat up. This came out quick. Okay. Okay, it doesn't come back down. Just heat it up. So it came back. Okay. I gotta do this one the same way. Once you heat this thing up, the next thing you know is it melt. You see, it's already melting. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's already melting. You gotta hold it until it dry off. It doesn't come back inside of it. Okay. Now, this part is done. Now we have this side to cut. Oh, he went back in there. So let's go back. Oh, I just have to cut this. You just cut it. The way to do that, you just flip this thing around. Okay. There we go. Just cut. Everything lift. No problem. Okay. You can heat it up a little bit more, but there's two things you gotta cut. You gotta cut this now. I gotta melt this thing some more. Look at this thing glue back again. Hey. Okay. Now I got to take scissors and start cutting stuff. I was able to cut this thing, take it off. That's what I did. I take it off. I had to fight with one of them. Last time this thing I didn't have no power. I just go cut it without care. But this time I had to care a little bit. I think I break this part. This one I had to solder it back. So there's a couple tabs that left there. So those are the tabs I'm going to be using. Okay. And the knife that I bought, it works pretty good. So I'm going to do one more in front of you guys and get rid of it. And show you guys how I do it. Okay. Oh, let me show you the voltage of this one. That's what you call a good valve. It comes with the voltage. Okay. Whichever side is negative 6. All right. This is 40. I think this side is positive. The other one is negative. This is 40. 40.2. So there can be, I'm going to put another, I'm going to cut this in, I'm going to cut one of them in 3 pieces. And then use this to, I'm going to cut it in a way that I think it's every 4 of them. I'm going to cut this one, this side, and that one. One of them I'm going to cut. So they're going to give me the side of the whole thing. So therefore we'll have 48 volt. This is 36 plus 12 next to it. Give me 48 volt. Now I'm going to do another one. Then I got 4 of them to do, 2 more. Now I have 1 to take out. You guys understand this. This is the nut I have to remove. So what I did, because last time I was having a problem, I was make sure that this doesn't do spark. So I put something to cover this because this is number 1 cell. If it's negative, if it's positive, and this is positive, you won't have no problem. But if this is positive, this is negative, you're gonna have a huge spark. So I don't know which one they are. Don't try to figure this thing out. So I just cover it and use the pliers and use this pliers. This pliers, the head is pretty big. So if you guys have an issue like this, just cover the side. Cover the side, you should be fine. But I was able to unscrew this. Okay. It's the same thing I did on this side. I unscrewed those with the pliers. And do I need to use this pliers? No, I don't have to, but for the time being, that's what I got for the nut. So I just unscrew this. And once I do that, this part, and I just unscrew this part. Untight this a little bit like this. The camera is in my way. There we go. Are you good to go? You lift this part. Lift it first. Because remember there's power in there, so you don't want to be getting burned. So there's power. Now let me do this one first. Just allow me to do that. What the hell? Gotta move this thing out of here. Okay. It shouldn't be that hard. The other one I took out easily. See, every time you do it on the camera is a problem. Okay, remove this thing there. There we go. Voila. Remove it and then unscrew those. You should be good to go. Okay, we unscrew this part. What the heck? Got two more. Then unscrew that part. Okay, this is done. Now you got to start from this side because this side is nothing but unsoldering those things. Okay, so let me start in the middle. I like the middle part better. Because I remember last time I did it, it was in the middle. I start first. Remember, this is live. This is have a lot of wire, a lot of power in there. You gotta be careful. I'm gonna heat up this one. Okay, let's heat up. Keep it very close. We'll lift this thing up. So if you let it sit, it will go back in there again. Okay, so last time I did this thing was a lot easier. Because the battery was there was no power. You see some spark in there. There's no power. It would be nice that you tip the whole thing. You tip it, you tip the back, you tip, let me try to do that. Let me wrap something around the tip. So you should see how there won't be no spark. See, this part is done. I gotta do this part, those two. Meantime, let me tip it. Now I use the tip on top. Lift it there. I think there's something else I need to do to make it easier. Okay. So this thing, this it's not no longer touching it, which is a good thing. I think this one is still touching it. There we go. Now I have the tape. Okay. I was having a problem last time. Okay, this doesn't touch. Now you're gonna go in here. You're gonna go in here. There we go. There we go. I'm doing a good job now. I was having a hard time last time, so that's why I think we move it on camera. So let me do the same thing here too. This thing no longer touch this thing. All right. See, practice make it better. See? It's a lot easier. I used to change hand too. Now I gotta flip this in the other side, do the same thing from inside. Okay. I find it a lot easier to start in the middle. I put some tapes there. Lift it up, heat up this one. Okay, it's melted already. We can do the next one. It's my left hand. Ooh. Okay, so it's no longer there. There we go. Let it dry up. So now do the same thing here. It goes by itself. There we go. See, this one looks like it stayed there. There we go. Yeah, make sure they all come up. Okay. All right, so we got this one and that one. I'm trying to melt this one, is giving me a hard time, so I'm just gonna cut it. Now you gotta be careful. This is a different, this is cell number 1, cell number 10, this is cell number 12. Usually they are in series, so they're not in power, they are non series. So I gotta go on this corner, lift this thing up. Heat up a little bit. It's melted already. Okay, let me push this thing with something else. Uh-oh. Boy, you see what I told you? You gotta be careful with this. It should burn already. That's why I tip it. You can't touch those two things together. Okay, get it dried up. Hopefully it works. Now I gotta do on this side, do the same thing. Gotta do on this side, do the same thing. You gotta be careful. This is one cell, this is another cell. Okay. Gotta be careful when you lift it up. You also touch the other one. You heat up. See, it's already heat up. See, I gotta wear gloves. I already cut myself. Just on this side. I just cut myself. Oh. See, this is get harder. I gotta heat up some more. This is off. This is not off, and the other one is not off. So I gotta get it off there. Then I can bend this thing and cut it. Okay, this is off. Then do the same thing in here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I gotta heat up on this side and then take it off the board. Okay, this is off. You did a good job. This is off. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. On this side. So I gotta switch this thing. Heat up a little bit. Then I can remove it from that side. There we go. See? It is off. Now, I can cut it. This is gonna be a long video. Okay, so I can flip this thing. Let me get my gloves because I don't want to get cut like this. It's always good to work with gloves because otherwise you're gonna get cut. That's it. Now lift. Oh, I got this little thing there. Now, I'll flip this thing. I'll flip this like this. There we go. And I just use the scissors and cut this. I'm gonna cut it. The scissors gonna cut it from here. You gotta be careful. This is positive. This is power. So on this side, if you touch it, you got a problem. So you can't touch that. I don't have a good scissor. You actually do it. I can't get through to this thing. There we go. So this is cut. You place it back. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Okay. Now you come on this side, it will be a lot easier. I had wire. This is hot. This is still plugged. You don't want to touch that. Yeah, turn it the other way around. Okay. Let me just, this one will be a lot easier to cut. Watch. That's it. That's what this thing is. Now that this thing is done, put it on the side. So let's check the battery. The spark, we had a couple spark, but it wasn't that bad. So gotta make sure you don't get cut, because this thing will cut her. This will cut you. You see, this is very, it will cut you. Now we just check the batteries, the voltage of the battery, and see how much is it. Okay. 39.8. 39.8. 39.8. Which is not bad. So I got one more body to do. I want you guys to see this. There's light coming up. Do not know I'm trying to unscrew this. This is unscrewed already. For some reason, light pop up. Do not know why. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna unscrew this thing as fast as I can, so this thing doesn't drain the battery. Now to show you guys this thing live. That's why you gotta be careful with this. Can be this thing giving me a hard time to get out. I don't know where the light come on. What does this? You can never believe. I was trying to unscrew something here, and then my 1060 touched this thing. That's why you got to be careful in this. Not all the light pop up now. I hope it doesn't drain the battery. Trying to get rid of that. That's right. This thing slip on this thing. Now I have this thing doesn't want to unscrew. Do not know what happened. This thing doesn't work. I gotta try different ways to unscrew this thing. It was working pretty good. I do not know how to turn this thing off, so I'm gonna just remove all the positive negative fast. It doesn't drain the battery. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do right now. This is what I was telling you guys. Be careful. When they fully charge, you gotta be careful. You touch the wrong thing at the wrong time, because all this thing has wire on them. There's a connection between them, so you gotta be careful. So I'm gonna continue to turn this thing off so it doesn't drain my battery. Okay, you guys gotta be careful when you take this thing off. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, this thing burns some more. Imagine this is your finger. Now imagine if this is your finger. You gotta be careful when this thing is fully charged. See, there's a MOSFET. Some things just blow up here. Big fire. You gotta be careful when you do this. I don't know if the battery is okay. The light come on and refuse to turn off because there's a spark. Something I did wrong. Usually it's something you do wrong. Okay, so I think on this corner there's something always come off. This thing, I'm gonna try to glue it back in there. This is always a problem there on this one. So now I'm just gonna cut this. See fire? You guys don't want to see this thing live on TV. The light refused to come off. I cut all the stuff off, the light still on. Because there's a positive, there's a negative there. This is, and I'm gonna cut this thing. And we're done. We're done. You see? Fire. I tried to melt this. I laid it like this, but this thing goes, well, it just burn. The MOSFET's this is a MOSFET just blow up. Okay, this is for fire. Does it reach the battery? I don't know. So now I'm gonna make sure there's no residue. I'm gonna try to fix this thing here because it come off right there. I'm gonna stick this thing in there and melt it. Oh, you guys also see this. I'm gonna melt this to make sure it goes inside there. Okay. Because this pack remain on the back on this thing here. I'm gonna melt this thing right here. And hopefully it's stuck in there. So this is a lot of power. If you guys saw the spark earlier, it would be amazing. Now there was spark, fire, all the stuff was happening here. Let me see how much charge that has. I still have 40 point. Okay, 40 point volt. The light come on, there was a huge spark. It does this. I still have full charge. Hopefully it still remain that way. But this battery is fine. I got 3 of them, is fine. Put them together, put them away. It was a problem. So now I have all those batteries. Now this video lasts longer than I thought, so I wanted to show you guys how to do this and to be careful. Okay. This battery, I got a 4 set of battery. And you have 4 set of battery. So I bought this thing from Battery Clearinghouse, I think. So those 3 set is good. Those 3 is good. This one is dead. This one is dead. So I'm gonna learn, because when I remove the BMS on this, it was easy. Because I just heat up this thing, heat up that one, heat up, and then take it out. I flip it on one side because I know there was no charge on it. I know there was no charge. But on those, well, there was fire. So there was a lot of fires. Some of the tab is broken because I had to, I don't know. I did it because there was this, that this tab is broken. This tab is broken. I have to fix this one. The first one, I didn't have that much hard time. But I know it was, once you're aware of the power, so you got to be careful. And I was too much careful and create a mess. But this one is just no power. Now I have to cut this thing in 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut it here. There must be something I can go through this. One of the guy was doing it, said don't do it that way because you're gonna have a problem. So you're gonna need the tab. So I gotta watch his video to see how I can cut this one. This one has no power, so I gotta cut this one to learn how to do it. Then I have several more of those. So I'm gonna cut this one and cut it in 3 pieces. Put 1 piece here, 1 piece there, 1 piece there. That will give me 48 volt. Okay, that will be when I'm putting wires on the next video. I'll show you the 48 volt in the next video. So, like I said, be careful. Be extra careful. This thing will cut you. Not only this, always wear gloves and don't make the mistake I made. This thing just... Another thing, when you're melting this, you gotta find a different way to melt it, because if you melt it, this thing can go there. This thing can leak, like the melt can leak into this thing. It's not supposed to touch it. When it doesn't, when it touch it, it create a mass, and the thing make a mess. So the way I twist it, I think the salt and stuff melt into this thing, this part right there, and it was a huge fire. The bird light up. Don't know why, so I rushed to get it out of there to remove it. Otherwise, it's I don't like make my video too long, so this one's not to be long. Sorry guys. So I got 4 of them. Now the next video is just putting on 48 volt, which is gonna require BMS and some wires. Basically, I will take the way it is. I will cut this thing in half and 3 pieces. This thing, this one, and that one, and hook them up in front. And then this is positive going to this going to there. I will follow the pattern. Just going to there, going to there. Put all three of them in parallel. So another way that I put all those batteries in parallel. So this give me 3 Parker batteries in parallel. That's basically that's what I'm gonna be doing in the next video. Alright guys, see you next time. Please subscribe and share if you like. If you enjoy the video, subscribe. So there will be a lot more videos. So